Dots on the screen like disco lights, flicker and shine in the heat of the night. I got the groove, trade the dots and watch me improve. Yeah. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, 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 oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Spin that chart like a DJ wheel, up and down, it's a funky deal. It's a balancing act, but I'm moonwalking on this market track. Yeah. Fingers snapping, numbers tapping, groove keep flowing, never napping. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots. Yeah, trade the dots. Cashing in, cashing out, shake it, scream and shout. Pockets fat, but I'm staying lean. I'm the king of the trading scene. Disco lights, flicker and shine in the heat of the night. I got the moves, I got the groove, trade the dots and watch me improve. Yeah. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots. Trade the dots. Spin that chart like a DJ wheel, up and down, it's a funky deal. Risk is a dance, it's a balancing act, but I'm moonwalking on this market track. Yeah. Fingers snapping, numbers tapping, groove keep flowing, never napping. Trade the dots. Hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots, yeah, trade the dots. Cashing in, cashing out, shake it, scream and shout. Pockets fat, but I'm staying lean. I'm the king of the trading scene. Disco lights, flicker and shine in the heat of the night. I got the moves, I got the groove, trade the dots and watch me improve. Yeah. Trade the dots, hit the spots, fund the prop, make it pop. Money, money, money. Oh, it's hot. Trade the dots. Trade the dots. Spin that chart like a DJ wheel, up it's a funky deal. Risk is a dance, it's a balancing act, but I'm moonwalking on this market track. Yeah. Fingers snapping, numbers tapping, groove keep flowing, never napping. Trade the dots.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Asia session. A lot of cool stuff to show you. I think you guys are gonna like some of the stuff I want to show you today. We're trading ThinkCapital, Think Markets, our favorite CFD prop firm. Really, really great layout. They primarily MT5, MT4, but a very much trading view too. And the trading view layout is just gorgeous. It's one wide on NASDAQ. They're a tick a point, so it's super easy to construct and set up. And you know, and I just love their interface. So if you like it, it's I'll put a link in here just a second, so you guys have a direct link. Let me see if I can have this right. Yep, there we go. Code is BK Save. Just make sure you use the code. You get the best discount for them. So good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm starting with NAS, but you know, gold is going to be a trade as well for us, and US 30. But we're going to do a couple of really interesting things. We're going to kind of carry through some themes that I developed in the New York close today. But before we start, let's just take a look at the latest version of the BFF dots indicator, which now is operating right now in what I call the Asia mode. So what's the Asia mode, Asia session mode? That's where I basically allow myself a smaller range indicator. You see how the range is all green? It's telling me that continuation signals are now possible in my structure. Generally, I make the NASDAQ range 25 points wide, meaning it's got to be 25 points over the last 10 periods, 10 1-minute candles, in order for us to even conceive of creating signals. And these are all obviously trend signals that have met the range. When it comes to Asia, I've decided that I think it's okay for us to operate under a 15-point range, meaning the high to low is 15. I get a chance to make 5, which is only 33% of range in terms of movement. I think it's doable. And you can see actually almost every single signal here, although it doesn't resolve, you know, exactly right away, sometimes it takes 20 minutes. It almost always resolves on cue. So if you took the 680, this got done at 76, right? This one at 81, this would be the secondary signal of this one. They both got done. This is the same kind of a situation where you have the first signal, then you kind of have the second signal get done. Same thing. First signal here, it floats for a while, and then it drops like a stone and gets done. So at 15 points, you pretty much have a relatively decent chance of accuracy, and I think that's fine. And I think if that's the case, if basically we're going to go, so if you think about it in terms of ratios, in normal, regular North American high volatility trade, we go to a 1-to-5 ratio, 5-point target, 25-point range, right? $1 target in gold, $5 target in gold, basically 10 basis points in that session. In Asia session, I think we can go to a 1-to-3 ratio where the range needs to be only 3 times as large as the target in order for us to make it happen. So here I have the Asia session range for NASDAQ. And the way I set this up is if you go into the settings wheel, in the volatility settings, all I simply do is range volatility. I set it to ticks. And in case of Think Markets, it's 1 tick per point. It's really, really easy. It's just 15 ticks. And now that colors the whole thing green. And if I want to save it, I'm just going to save it as a template. I'm going to save this as Think NASDAQ. Think NAS. And I'll save the symbol. I'll save the interval. Save, right? Now, if I want to do gold, right, I'm going to do same kind of a thing, but obviously the ticks here only need to be 3. I need to be 3 wide, right? Is this right? Let me just make sure I have the right. Oh, no. So in gold, okay. So gold is 10 ticks per point, because gold is 1/10. So in gold, we go 30 ticks. That's it. So we're going to go range in gold is going to be 30 ticks, which I guess fits 7. Is it right? Huh. Is this a 10-point range? Minimum 2 points, 200 ticks. Oh, this is it's 300 ticks. Oh, okay. So gold is all messed up. Gold is actually completely different. So gold has to be 300 ticks, which is a $3 range, and now it's going to be yellow. Okay, so that makes sense. So now you see that the table over here reflects it. 1 point is 100 ticks, so this is a 300 tick range. So we're kind of yellow, which is fine, and we're going to save that as a as gold. Think gold, and then we can just simply switch around between those templates, and we won't have to worry about. So watch how cool this is. Now, if I go into the template, I go to Think Nas, and it's totally configured. You know, for Nasdaq trading. If I go to gold, it's Think Gold, and it's totally configured for gold trading. Really, really cool. Really easy to be able to set that up. You guys seeing that? Are you guys hearing me? Is everybody good? Give me a sound check. Give me a mic check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. Let's make sure that I'm good to go here on the view. And actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do a different layout for you guys here. Should we do this layout? Is this a better layout? What about this layout? Maybe this layout. Okay, yeah, maybe this layout. This way you guys get to see the full screen and just a tiny little picture of me, which is all you need. Yeah, I think this is cool, right? Let me see if I can get this down. There we go. Okay, there you go. Okay, give me a sound check. Give me a mic check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if everybody's good. We're watching the gold price action, which is very, very quiet right now. Yes, no? How we doing, guys? See people straddling in. I kind of like this layout. I think I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it tomorrow because it's like the perfect. You guys get to see the whole space, and I'm like not blocking anything. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. So anyways, if we're operating under these conditions, it's a 1-to-3 ratio for range to target in Asia, 1-to-5 in North America. Then we can, we can find relatively decent trades here. And the thing that I kind of want to focus on a little bit here is, well, if we're going to be doing 1-to-3, we're not going to really do a lot of fade ideas, because I think the range is actually going to expand to meet our targets relatively quickly. The key thing is that what we primarily want to focus on, if this is going to be the case, is to only take trend-based signals in these narrow ranges. If we're going to get continuity, then we're just basically going to take trend-based signals. So in this case, there's only like one trend-based signal here to the short side, which clearly worked. 208 comes down to 207. Make a little bank. It's a little bit trade over here. It's at 207, comes down to 206, almost 206. Makes a little bank. This one. So this is like during North American trade, and here the volatility would be larger. So these would not necessarily going to give us. These are based upon a $3 range, and we want to have a $5 range. So I don't think any of these would have been good signals for us. on the trade. We'll see. All right, gold is super quiet, actually. I'm surprised at how quiet it is. Now let's take a look at US 30. So if US 30 is, let's do a US 30 configuration. So for US 30, it's a $50 range during North America, right? 10% of 47,000, about 50, so on and so forth. For Asia, I guess we could do 30, right? So if we do 30, let's set up a setting here. This would be 11 points. It says 3,000. Say okay. Okay, it's a 3,000 point range. Again, we'll save this as a US 30 template. Remember signal, remember interval, save. Okay. Everything is just really, really super quiet. So not even close to coming up with any kind of signals or even any kind of fade signals. What we did in the close of North America when it was very, very quiet actually worked very well, which is that you kind of buy the purples or sell the whites. You sell the extremes. But now the price action is so tight that you don't even have the purples or whites to sell against. It's a very, very quiet price action on all of these things. Let's see if NASDAQ is doing anything. NASDAQ actually had a potential trade here, which 61, 63, I guess, which has not really banked yet. But we missed that trade, so we're just going to let it go. We're just going to let it float. We'll see what's going on the rest of the place. Okay. Everybody's super quiet. Who's in the room here? Say hi to me, guys. Pre-FOMC trade. I guess nobody wants to trade. I totally don't blame you. It's really, really a quiet day. We may make it a very, very short session today if we can't get any traction. But hopefully we'll get at least a little volatility. NASDAQ popping a little bit higher. US 30 still very quiet. Oh, gold actually had a little bit of volatility. All right, let's see what gold wants to do. Usually they love to run gold in Asia and run it high. Maybe we'll get a run here. So this is basically our setup. Long-term moving average against short-term moving average. The short-term moving average has slope in it, so you can see if the pricing is up or down. In this case, we're just right now turning down. Slope is turning negative from positive. And you have the range condition, and the range condition basically tells you how much volatility there is over the last 10 bars. And if there's enough volatility, the range turns green. And if there isn't any volatility that we want to be trading, the range stays orange. It just keeps everything very, very simple. Then after all is said and done, we're looking either for trend or counter trend trades. I actually have this marked as trend only, but we can do, we can take the trend off and just see if we can get counter trend trades as well. So if the next candle produces a green dot, that actually would give us a buy signal in gold, and we'll see if we can try and trade it. Just want to see what's happening in US 30. God, they're really, really dead. Oh, we're getting a signal. We're going to buy it. So we're going to buy this with a $1 target, $3 stop, and we're almost there. Boom, and we're done. How do we not get done? I guess my spread, I just didn't get done on the spread. Ooh, what happened? I must have missed a spread. Ooh, we had a big, big pop, and I just missed the spread. All right, let's see if all right, we'll take it. So slow. Whoa, that's really, really slow execution. Okay. And now it hit my target. All right. Wasn't a pretty execution, but it gives you the idea of what we do here, which is we try to trade momentum. The momentum here, I'm actually curious, why did this not, hold on, why does this not give me a signal? Oh, because I had trend only. Sorry. Okay, here's the A signal. Sorry, I had the trend signal on. I knew this was a signal. You see this was a buy signal over here, A setup. I got long. I executed very badly because for some reason it didn't hit my target on the first one, so I tried to get out early and paid the spread. But we made a little bit of money on this, which is fine. That's the key thing, just basically making sure that we're trading with the momentum structure. And that trade hit. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. All right, now here's the thing that I absolutely like doing, which is I'm gonna buy this purple candle because I didn't get a chance. I would have loved to have bought it over here. Let me see. All right, we bought it. The spreads are really horrible. I'm getting filled really, really badly. Wow, it was a really bad fill. Man. So the idea here is when there is nothing to do, when there's no range and everything is just really, really flat, then you basically sell the highs, buy the lows. And within the dot structure, the easy way to buy it, to do that is to buy the purples, sell the whites. I didn't do a very good job buying this purple. Even if I did, may not work well for me. But let's give it a little breathing space here, and see if it holds the box. The idea is like when you have, the purple should have ended up on the close here. I should have bought it over here. That would have been an easy buy from the bottom. But generally, the assumption here is that Asia is going to be very, very quiet, and it's much better to not trade continuity. It's much better to trade discontinuity. Yeah. We don't. This is just Mamba. This is just me making lemonade out of lemons. We did this in European session close. In North American session close during European trade, just to generate small trade ideas. You don't have to do this at all. This is just simply basically the whole point is that this indicator is so flexible that we can use it both to trade trend or trade chop, depending on how we want to analyze the market. If we think the market is chop, then we can find good entries on the chop side. This was not obviously a good entry on the chop side, but I may still actually be able to survive this thing. I'm going to see I'm just going to see if I can try to get out of this at a tiny little move here. But the point is that the indicator can be used as a chop structure when there's nothing to do. Like let's say for the next hour, it's just going to be like this. What are you going to do? Nothing, right? So you might as well just trade chop. Here's NASDAQ. NASDAQ actually had signals. Why did NASDAQ not have a signal here? Oh, because, that's interesting. Why was this not? Oh, because it was a triple. It was a triple, right? Triple sell. I was like, why is there no NASDAQ signal right now? Oh, gold has another buy signal. Let's buy this. Okay, gold, we are going to try and go for another, maybe not a full dollar, but just a little bit less. One of the things I find very hard a little bit is just adjusting these setups. So gold is doing its typical Asia thing, which is rocking up, and that gives us obviously. Come on. Gives us the cleanest, strongest, continuity trades that we can get. Let's see if this thing wants to pop itself up. Almost there. Okay. I think US 30 got done. So my US 30 chop trade got done, which is nice over here to the upside. And now we're sort of in more or less range conditions. And I think my gold got done too. Yeah, my gold got done. So that's good. So both the chop and the continuity trades, because really it was just mainly continuity trades that we should have been trading. And those all got done. Where's my, why don't they, that's interesting. This doesn't show, huh? This doesn't show the whole history, huh? Because we had more than one trade here. We had this trade. We had that's really strange. I'm looking for the A signals on here. Definitely had another. This is, oh, here it is. You can't see it. I was looking for it. Here's our first trade to the upside. Here's our second trade to the upside. It's a little hard to see against this green background. So we took this one up and we took this one up nicely. So we're good. So we took some nice nice positive trades. And you can see that the range breakout is really now like actually pretty good. It's 10 to 16. It's a 5-point range, well outside of our 3-to-1 ratio. So looking good. You take that trade on gold, Black Mamba? Gold really never disappoints. Even on a quiet day, there's always a pop in Asia. You just have to wait and let the dots take you up there. Meantime, NASDAQ, I think, is doing nothing, right? It's kind of quiet. It's within that 15-point range. If NASDAQ actually pops back up, might be a signal for us to the upside. Good job. Good job on that. Good job. All right, we had 3 good trades so far. Just a reminder, no U.S. session tomorrow because it'll be very quiet. We are going to trade FOMC 145 to the close. Do or die. Have a good time with it. So NASDAQ is yellow, right? It's orange, sorry, orange, right? The breakout zone here is like 30 points. And we could try to trade it both ways, which is that this is what, 92 is 20 points. We could try to sell the white because the idea is this is such a narrow range that we should sell the highs, buy the lows, which I think might work. We'll give it a shot. We'll sell this. If the candle stays white on the close, we'll try to sell this. And again, this is just us trading, interpreting this as chop. And Although now, why is this not? Let me just make sure. Oh, I know why it's short trend only. Okay. Why is this not working? Huh. Wait, so what's going on with my thing here? A setup requires. Well, I guess it didn't have a minimum range. If I take this off, okay, that's where it is. Okay, sorry, I guess it just went into full green zone here under Asia conditions. So I'm going to be patient and wait for a setup. Nasdaq, meantime, is just super dead. It's interesting that US 30 is the only one that's showing any pop. It's really interesting. I have a feeling that I may be completely wrong, but we'll see if I'm right tomorrow. I have a feeling that the way Nasdaq is trading is that any kind of a hawkish cut, where they cut but they say we don't do anything, is going to plunge this thing to 25,500. Unless they are super dovish, which I don't think they will be. I think this thing, because it's trading very, very weak. It's basically drifting lower in every one, showing zero. Like this range is very, very small and doesn't show any upside moves. US 30 is a much stronger trade now than Nasdaq is. Unfortunately, we just don't have a signal here because it kind of transitioned from orange to green, and now we have to just kind of wait patiently for the continuity setup. Gold also popped really nicely. Now gold is back into its chop zone, less than $3. Why is it? Oh, what's going on? Wait. These settings drive me crazy. What's going on with these settings? 3,000, right. So why is this? Oh, it's 300. Okay. Ugh. I'm having a hard time with the tick. I thought it was 300. Okay. Right. So now now we're going to save this as gold. Okay. This is what's known as a B setup, which I don't really trade, but since it's kind of boring, we might as well do it. What that is we buy the candle as long as it stays above the SMA. I bought it a little bit too early, and I may have rushed the trade, but it's fine. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Not my setup, and I usually don't trade. It's a perfect example where you shouldn't be trading in a setup that's not yours. I rushed the setup because I thought it was going to hold the SMA, and it didn't. So it looks like it's just going to completely collapse and drop like a stone. All right. All right. Nasdaq is giving us a sell signal, so might as well do it. We're going to sell NAS at 515. Sell. Where's the sell? There we go. Let's see if we can get that move to the downside. No. I'm trading gold CFDs. We don't trade futures at night. We're trading for our friends at ThinkCapital. That's CFDs. Those are not futures. That's why you're not you're seeing different prices. And you know what? I'm just going to get rid of this thing. I don't like this trade. I'm going to get out of this trade. Let's trade NASDAQ. Let's see how NASDAQ is doing. So we have a small sell signal here, very tight range, right? This is like a 62. Why is this giving me a green range? Six 1500. I'm having a hard time adjusting my thing to, you know what I think, I think I'm going to do? We're going to make it much easier. We're going to go to basis points because this is driving me crazy with the ticks because I don't understand their tick basis. So we're going to go to basis points, but I'm going to just simply make it was it 25? So let's just make it 6 basis points as a range. And 10 points is 4 basis points. That's perfect, actually. 6 basis points is where I want to be. So I'm really in a non-signal in a non-signal structure. So I'm just going to get out of this trade. There's no trade here because it's not wide enough. I'm going to centralize all of this on basis points. Oh, look at this, and we're popping. Let's do this on the basis points also. I'm going to make this as 6. Say okay. So this is actually a green range. This is definitely a like a legit green range. So if we get a signal, we can we'll be able to take it. Do I change? Well, this is why I just went to base. When you do basis points, it's all the same because it's normalized on percentage terms. Trying to do this on ticks because I was trying to get cute because every broker has different tick variations. So it's very hard to figure out what their tick basis is. So, hey Judy, how are you? Nice to have you. I saw you join us. Welcome. The big show is really going to be tomorrow at FOMC. We trade futures. Tonight we just, it's really quiet night. Nothing much going on. We're just basically putzing around here. Trading around the edges as much as we can, and just kind of actually trying to figure out like the proper settings for all these different instruments, which have different tick values. So I think we're going to normalize everything on basis points. There's gold. Gold is at 6 basis points, so it's in green zone. Why isn't this? Oh, because the slope is, I'm like, why am I not getting a signal? Because the slope is still red, so I don't have a buy signal here. Gold has been our best trade today. It's been the cleanest trade. Up. That's really the trade. Everything else is just us putzing around, filling time. There's not the indices have like zero tradability today. In fact, the thing today to do in indices is just to sell range. If we could, we don't even have a choice to sell the tops or buy the bottoms because the range is so narrow and there's absolutely no purples or white candles. Purples and white candles are the extreme candles, so we want to buy the purples, sell the whites. Nothing to do. We could have done this in US 30, but that's about it. US 30 is still showing a negative slope against positive numbers, so really nothing to do here. No signal for us, unfortunately. This would have been a trade, but it's already a third dot, and we only look for a 2-dot condition. But of all the trades, this is why the only trade to make in Asia is gold, because it's the only one that has that consistency of making a range expansion. If you think about it, it's really what it's about. It's range expansion, and as we expand the range, that gives us the chance to do continuity trades. If we take out this, remember, I think 2022 was the highs for the day yesterday. So somebody told me somebody created an indicator where it gives you yesterday's high and yesterday's low, which I think I could actually do myself. We could probably overlay that over. It's kind of useful to see it. Gold is traveling back and down. They ran into resistance at the 18, and that's pretty much it. Not much to do with gold here. I'm just buying gold on a whim here because it held the SMA. It tested the SMA. Let's see if they want to take it a little bit higher. It's not like I have a high confidence in this trade, and it's not a setup trade for us, but I'm just trying to see if we can get a trade off here. Yeah, the input is you can put either ticks, your choice is ticks and basis points, and I always recommend just choose basis points because then it'll be normalized. It'll just like it doesn't matter what the underlying is, what instrument is, it will always be normalized to percent. So it will always be much more easy. It's much easier. That's why I created the basis points thing to make it much easier to get a proper range, right? I'm using 6. This is, again, just Asia. The default setting in normal times, North America, should be 10 basis points. Basically 4.5 points for gold, 25 points for NASDAQ, 50 points for US 30, which is the Dow. Those are like, it's 1/1000th of the underlying, right? That's 10 basis points. That's a reasonable range because it's kind of like a 5-to-1 ratio. We're looking for 5 points on NASDAQ. It's a 25-point range, so it's a good ratio. We're looking for $1 on gold. It's $4 or $5, so it's a 1 to 4, 1 to 5 range on gold. And then we're looking for 10 on US 30, and it's a 50-point range there. So again, those ratios are like 1 to 5 during normal hours. But Asia, I made the ratios 1 to 3, and that worked fine. That works fine for just continuity. Like this was, this is all good. But right now, this is not a signal. I'm really screwing around. I'm just basically manufacturing bad trades because there's nothing else going on over here. Because the signal would have been for us, it would show up as like an A signal, like a really high quality double dot signal. We just don't have any continuity right now in the trade, so it's just bouncing around doing nothing. Here's US 30 compressing itself back into a no range territory. Yeah, gold is not doing much. All right, I don't think we're going to get any more trades today in Asia, which is not surprising because it's really a quiet day in front of FOMC. Nobody's going to do anything. Maybe gold is going to do another run, and if it does do another run, it's going to trigger actual A setup signals for us, which will be good. Until it does, it's probably not. There's no reason to trade it. I'm just fooling around with it because I'm bored. This goes strictly into do as I say, not as I do category. But the trades that were legit were all here. This was a good trade. This was a good trade. These were all clean A system trades. You can see them all marked on the charts nicely. You can tell Asia wants to take it higher, but there's still sellers at that level. So no, basis points are always the same. Like it's 6, whether it's CFDs or futures, it doesn't matter. Stacy, that's the whole point of basis points is they don't care what the underlying is. It's a percentage. A basis point is 1/100th of 1%. So whether it's a $4 product or a $4,000 product or a $4 million product, it's just going to be the same ratio. Okay. So for Asia, I'm just using 6 basis points as a range minimum. And in North America, I'm using 10 basis points. But it's universal. Who's here from the West Coast, guys? I bet there's probably a lot of people from the West Coast trading Asia with me, right? See if US 30 is doing anything. See, US 30 is so tight. This is a $50,000 product, and it's trading in a 10-point range. It's not even worth our time right now to even look at it. And NAS is kind of the same thing. It's been trading 64 to 50, 10-point range. Just really not, just a total waste of our time. Gold is also doing nothing. Do I think the Fed is going to cut rates in the next 1 year? I'm not sure. The focus is going to be tomorrow. I think it might be a hawkish cut, meaning that they kind of cut and hold, which is why, like, if you look at NAS is just not acting very, very healthy, right? It's just been a downtrend, very, very compressed. Nobody doing anything. Nobody wants to take any risk in NAS right now. I think if they have a hawkish cut, this is going to suffer back to 25,500, maybe even lower. So, maybe I could be completely wrong. This is why I never trade directionality. But if I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves, the price action is telling me that nobody really wants to get super bullish right now on NAS. All right, gold is just putzing around. Okay, there's nothing much to do here, guys. There may be another run in gold. It's really the only instrument left over, but don't do anything unless you actually get signals in it. The general frame of reference that I'm using is 6 basis points for Asia, 10 basis points for North America as legitimate range values, and that's it. You know, we'll go from there. I'll see everybody tomorrow, 1:45, the big event. Okay, come join me there. Otherwise, everybody have a good night. I'll see you guys a little bit later.